WLS TV, Chicago.
Those whom God has joined together, let no man put asunder.
I'm Oprah, and welcome to AM Chicago on the set of the Chateau of All My Children. Of course, you saw the wedding yesterday. All of America watched Greg and Jenny tie the knot. Well, today is the reception, and all of Pine Valley is going to be there. Jesse and Angie and Tad and Mrs. Gonzalez, of course, and Erica. And we thought you'd be interested in seeing what goes on behind the scenes of putting together a big bash like this one. What looks like casual milling at a party actually begins early that morning in rehearsal hall.
Nancy is dancing with Carl. Okay. Myrtle Kate, and the Reverend. Yeah, 1 second. Myrtle Kate and the Reverend.
Every line of script is blocked out, word by word. As the cast tries to stay awake, director Cheryl Hoffman tells each individual, from the stars to the extras, where to be for a given line.
Okay, next scene.
All right, quiet.
Yeah. Later, everyone moves to the set, still in street clothes, for more polish on the blocking. Incredible attention is paid to every detail. An extra in the wrong place at the wrong time can send everybody back for a retake. Enough of those, and things get a little punchy. Hours later, dress rehearsal is finally called. By now, it's evening at the studio. The cast has been working almost 12 hours now, and what began on paper has made the complete transition to the air. As you can see, there is a lot more to the All My Children episode than meets the eye, and a lot more to the players. When we come back, we'll take a look at the off-camera lives of Pine Valley's most dashing men. We'll hear what kind of proposition weakens the knees of Nina, Angie, and Monique. And Erica reveals romantic secrets from her real life as Susan Lucci. Stay with us for much more Love in the Morning from All My Children.
All these strings, and I waltzed with an Austrian. My husband's Austrian, and he's very handsome anyhow. And I thought, I think that I will reconsider this whole situation. This is just wonderful.
It's such a thrill to be sitting with the lady of Pine Valley, of New York. And you dressed for the occasion, too. How nice of you.
Candid outfit.
Susan Lucci, AM Chicago. It's so good to be talking with you.
Oh,
I know
thank you.
Everybody's pleased today because it is the day of the wedding,
yes,
and then the reception is coming up. How does the character Erica feel about this whole wedding business? Because
Erica really wanted to wear black to the wedding. Erica really couldn't care less, you know, who does what with their lives, as long as it revolves around her, and this doesn't, so she couldn't care less. The only thing is it's torture for her, because don't go zooming around Chicago telling anybody, but
okay,
Mike has left me on our wedding day.
But you know, that's okay, simply because...
Did you know that?
You know why? We all knew it was going to happen anyway. The day Adam Chandler kissed you and said, he's not good enough for you. We all knew that Mike was not good enough for you, and we're so happy that you finally realized it yourself.
Isn't that something?
Everybody knew, and
really?
I would have been sick along with the rest of Chicago.
Really, if I had married him?
Had you married him, he was not good enough for you.
He's made me feel so much better.
Beneath you.
Stay in Tibet, Mike Roy.
We could never understand how the character Erica could fall for him anyway. He was just a lowly writer.
Except that if you think about it, Erica has never married anybody for money. As much as she is in the pursuit of, you know, of accepting gifts, of getting gifts and so on.
But position, at least. Erica loves position and power and all that.
Yes, that's true, and she's been thrown in with those people very much in the last couple of years.
Yes.
But in the end, actually, she chose Mike. It came down to choosing between Mike and Adam, and you know the timing was all off.
We were
she was
all
trying to play both against both against each other, so she keep both because she really wants that movie very badly.
Yes, yes, yes.
But really, she chose Mike when the chips were down. She chose the romantic
Surprise.
feelings.
We were all surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
So Erica, the character, could care less about the wedding. What about Susan?
Except that she has to go.
Has to go because...
You know, because she was Jenny's friend, so she had to go.
And she really does genuinely like Jenny.
Yes, she does. Jenny came to see her in prison, for one thing. Mm-hmm. We all know Erica doesn't have any other friends, so...
Of course, we all know about Erica's marriages. She's married 1 million people.
3.
Not 1 million, but she's been married quite a bit.
Yes.
But what about Susan Lucci's marriage? Of course, you have special memories of that wedding day.
It was very beautiful, but I had the feeling that it was a hazy day. And it wasn't until afterwards when we came back from our honeymoon and I would talk to my friends about it, and they said, no, it was a really bright, sunshiny day. And I didn't remember it that way, and that probably colored the whole day. You know, there's a haze over it. I was kind of in a dream. I remember that I looked at my husband's, all of his fingers at the altar. It was a double ring ceremony, and I chose the right finger, but it was the wrong hand. And it wouldn't fit on too well, you know. Squeezed on, he helped me squeeze it on, we got it on, and then we realized it was wrong. But the priest who married us said, no, it's okay, you're married anyway, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It'll be all right.
Do you, so Erica can't stay married.
No.
But Susan Lucci's been married 15 years.
14.
Or it will be 15 years this year.
Next September, yes.
Next September. And you're a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Which we can't imagine the character Erica being a mother. But
I know.
How are you as a mother?
I'm a terrific mother.
You are?
I really am. Yeah, I am. I love my children. I spend a lot of time with them. Good time. We have fun together.
This is Valentine's season, season of love. I know you probably have some special romantic memories.
There have been many with my husband, I must say. He's terrific and
Is he a
surprising.
romanticist? Is he?
Yes, he is, which is great for me because I am. I couldn't live without romance, and he's wonderful. The last time I was skiing with him in Europe was last year, and we were there for 2 weeks, and he kept telling me that he had a surprise for me, and I mean, I couldn't get it out of him. I mean, I kept trying every trick I could think of. He wouldn't tell me. And finally came the day of the surprise, and he said, I'm just going to give you a hint. It's something you always wanted to do. I thought, oh, this is great. Then a little bit later, he said, dress warmly. I said, there is nothing I can think of that I have always wanted to do.
To dress warmly?
To dress really warmly. I said, if you think that my dream is to go to the top of the mountain and be pushed down, it's not my dream. This is not it. And he said, no, just, you know, trust me. So it was that day, and I got dressed warmly, and I went with him, and he took me with his brother in a car, and we drove to the next town. Now, we're in the Austrian Alps.
Ah.
We drove to the next town, and there waiting for me was a horse-drawn sled.
Oh, my
It was
goodness.
spectacular, and it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun was just going down, and it was carnival time in Austria, which lasts about 3 weeks there. So people are skiing in costume. We went through the woods and in this beautiful horse-drawn sled, and you'd see Mickey Mouse go by and an Arabian Sheik, and, you know, just people dressed in costume cross-country skiing. And we stopped at an inn, and we had some wine, and then we got back on it, and then it was dark, and there were torches on each side of the carriage, and sleigh bells.
That is romantic
oh,
enough.
It was
that
spectacular.
is better than a Budweiser commercial. that is fabulous.
It was great.
Are there, you know, I picture the little horses running around the carriage. Anyway, do you have any other
Ed
moments?
McMahon was not there.
Good. Do you have any other romantic memories sitting by the fire at home? You know, those moments that are made for Taster's Choice?
You're watching a lot of commercials.
A lot of commercials.
Yes, certainly. They're wonderful and romantic. I also remember the first time I waltzed with my husband. Helmut is very persistent, and Helmut knew that he wanted to marry me like that. So he would ask me out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for 5 weeks when we first met.
Did you know? When did you know?
I didn't know at all.
Tell us the moment you knew that I'm going to spend
the
rest
moment
of
I
my
knew
life with this
I was
man.
going out with him a little bit and putting him off, and then I said, okay, I'm not going to see you anymore. Then he called me up about 3 weeks later, and he said, listen, there's a great dinner dance that I think you'll enjoy because I know you love to eat. And that made me laugh because I thought that was my secret. I didn't think anybody knew that. Anyway, I went with him.
How can you love to eat with this figure? I mean, you were the tiniest little thing.
Well, thank you, but I love to eat. I really do. And so he took me to this dinner dance, and everyone was European there. Everyone was speaking French. There was a Viennese orchestra and all these strings, and I waltzed with an Austrian. My husband's Austrian, and he's very handsome anyhow. And I thought, I think that I will reconsider this whole situation. This is just wonderful.
And that's when you knew?
Well, that's when I thought I would reconsider it then. A few weeks later.
Have there been times, and I'm sure every woman has times in her life when she made, I don't want to say a fool of herself, but you've done some really silly things because you were in love and you had moments that you'd like to forget. Have you had any of those?
Sure I have. But I'm not going to tell
Not
her.
going to tell one of them? Well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Just about the entire cast had come in that day for the reception shooting, and though that was all for the cameras, everyone was in the mood to tell us their own tales of love and romance on and off the set. Speaking for the women, Taylor Miller, Debbie Morgan, and Julian Spencer. And telling the men's side of the story, Peter Bergman, James Mitchell, Michael Knight, and Louis Edmonds.
Before I came here to do the show, we were living in California at the beach. And we were going down to the beach one day, and I fell asleep. And when I woke up, my husband was just he wasn't my husband then, but he was just staring over my face, looking at me, and I looked up, and he said, honey, why don't we get married? I mean, that was nice to wake up to, and oh, yes, yes.
Did you say yes right away?
Yeah, yes, you did. Sure did. I didn't have to think too long about it.
Well, you know, Nina and the old Steve Jacoby had some fiery scenes. I mean, some pretty sexy stuff went on there. I'm just wondering if you, I mean, in your greatest fantasy of the perfect moment, what would it be? Would it be one of those Steve Jacoby, kind of by the fireplace, passionate, rolling around on fur?
Yeah, I really like that idea. You know, I tried rolling around on satin one time. You slip off the bed that way.
I heard you do, yeah.
But yeah, that's my idea of a good time, roaring fireplace and just romance and some champagne. And I like just having an abundance of romantic evenings, though, you know? Candlelight with a little bit of pâté and maybe some wine or something.
Can you remember? Oh, that sounds good to me. Can you remember any of the?
One of the most romantic moments I ever had was actually on the Brooklyn Bridge. You used to be able to walk across it, and it was very, very late at night with someone I cared a great deal about, and it was very clear, and all of the New York lights were a whole wall of New York, downtown New York City. It was very romantic, very exciting.
Can you remember some of the biggest catastrophes? We know that this Gina, the Greg and Jenny character have been through everything. Oh. Have you had some of those moments yourself?
My own life?
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing that ever happened to me when I was getting married was I'm not too organized about getting my clothes together, and I had forgotten that the hem had to be done on my dress the morning I was getting married, and I was sitting in the car doing the hem, and it was truly a class act.
The stupidest thing I ever did was spend I decided when I got this job I was going to really do it up right, so I invited somebody from out of town and spent about $2,200 through the course of 3 days. And nothing happened.
What, nothing?
Nothing. Zippo. That was it. Had a great time.
$2,200. Meaning you slept in separate beds?
Meaning I wasn't even in the same building. So, I mean, that was about the stupidest thing.
Wait a minute. This is a Valentine program?
Yes, yes.
James Mitchell and I spent a Valentine's Day together out in the Midwest somewhere, and we tried to get back to our rooms to avoid a group of fans on Valentine's Day, and we got locked in the fire exit, running up and down stairs going, hello, we're in here, could someone open the door?
My most romantic time, I think,
than Phoebe,
was the time that I chased Mitzi Burden up a tree in Napoleonville, Louisiana, and had my way with her.
You had in the tree?
In the tree. Now, how does Debbie feel about it? I wonder if it is a special occasion, or is it just more work for you, this whole wedding reception?
Yes, we were all talking about that. No, well, you know, the interesting thing about it, Kim and I were talking about this yesterday, we started feeling like it was a real wedding. You know,
yeah, I wondered if
we went out to lunch together, and all of a sudden we looked, and we had gone in starving, and we had taken a few mouthfuls, and we couldn't eat anymore. We were like, gosh, I'm feeling kind of nervous, aren't you? Especially Kim. It was funny.
Because you have to put on the dress and all that.
Yeah, well, it really actually started feeling like we were, you know, there was going to be a real wedding.
But how does the character Tad feel about this, Tim?
Well, Jenny being his sister, he's very touched by it, I think. Yeah. I think he's even a little jealous by how well her relationship with Greg has worked out. I think he enjoys it. He has a great time.
And how do you personally feel? I mean, for me, it's very exciting to be here.
Personally?
It's very exciting. And
the storyline?
Yeah, about this whole wedding.
It's about time.
Sure. Really? It's about time.
They couldn't get this one a little longer.
You guys have fared pretty well, I must say.
I've been through 2 disastrous marriages.
I know.
Too.
You never stop.
I know.
Did Angie cry at this wedding today?
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, Darnell Williams, who plays Jesse, he was laughing at me. He was going, "Debbie, what is wrong with you?" I'm standing there because they played a song, Just You and I, beautiful song, and they had a montage of, you know, Jesse, Greg, and Jenny, all their happy moments. And I'm just crying, and Darnell was cracking up. I said, "Debbie, please, carrying this a bit too far."
It really is amazing, though, because you look at the montages of the work that you do, like when I was splitting up with Cliff, and they had a montage.
It broke my heart, Taylor. It broke my heart.
I always say, can I go into the control room and see it so at least I know what I'm seeing? I was in the control room just weeping my eyes out, going, God, we had some wonderful times. Yeah. And then like little Bobby's birthday party and everything, I saw that and I started crying. And Jack was going, keep it, okay? Tell him to get back on set.
Now, Nina and Cliff, will there be another wedding coming soon, do you think?
I don't know. He's being very stubborn.
Nina and Cliff?
Will there be a wedding?
Well,
hey, I've embraced him into the family fold.
Not that, no, I don't think I'm going to marry
I know
her
that.
again.
I know that you're a pig about the whole thing, but it's okay.
She's a tart.
She
can't be trusted.
I mean, I have to accept the pig.
That's great. Let's go with that.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse me, her. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
And Angie's been a wimp for a while. She's grown up. I mean, I don't mean to offend Angie.
Come on, Oprah, that's not nice. I wouldn't say that she's a wimp. I mean, she's just kind of she's been like a daddy's, you know, daddy's girl. Nothing's wrong with that. But she's growing up. It's nice, you know. She's making a transition. I mean, all of this trauma that she's been through. If she didn't grow up, you know, with all of this, she'd be in a lot of trouble.
Well, we're happy for Jenny, and we're happy for Angie. We hope that you and your baby and Jesse and everybody lives happily ever after.
Oh, I cried then, too, when they brought my baby.
Great scenes. Yeah. We hope you all live happily ever after, but we know you won't. But we live in Pine Valley. Because you live in Pine Valley. Thanks. Well, I certainly hope you enjoyed these past couple of days behind the scenes of All My Children as much as I did. I had a ball doing it. I got a call downstairs a little while ago, somebody asking why hadn't we interviewed Liza. It's because, you know, during these days, Liza is in the hospital, brain damage and all that, supposedly, and she was getting made up and bruises put on her and so forth, and that's why we never talked to Liza. But thanks for watching these past couple of days. A special AM Chicago show that you can attend is coming up on February the 24th. That is on a Friday. I want to tell you about it. We'll be live from the Apollo Theater on North Lincoln Avenue in Chicago with General Hospital's Celia Quartermain Putnam, that's Iris, and Jimmy Lee Holt. Write for tickets now. AM Chicago tickets, 190 North State Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60610. And be sure to include a self-addressed stamped envelope. You limit it to 4 tickets per person. So you only get 4 tickets. You can bring 3 of your friends if you're watching. Tomorrow, we're going to have the latest dirt on the royal family from a London insider. If you have a question about Princess Diana or Charles or Elizabeth or any of the other British first family, you can call us at 591-9000 and attend tomorrow's show. Call us right now, 591-9000, if you want to talk about the royal family. We have some wonderful shows coming up next week, too. Monday, we're going to have Larry Lujak and Robert Murphy and Bob Wall and Jonathan Brandmeier. They're from WLS, WKQX, and WGCI and WLUP. They're going to be predicting the Grammy winners. That is on Monday. Tuesday, John Michael Reed returns to tell us the latest and the hottest soap opera gossip. We're going to find out what's going to be happening with Ginny and Greg. I hear they're going to be in bed for a while. And on Thursday, we have Behind the Scenes of Hotel with James Brolin and Connie Selica and all the cast of Hotel. Again, tomorrow, if you'd like to be a part of our show and come up and talk about Princess Di, any royal family questions, call us now. Our number 591-9000. I'm Oprah. I'll see you again tomorrow on AM Chicago.
Erica and Alfred are dancing. Susan, you and Alfred are dancing. Okay. You're kind of in the middle here.
We're up here somewhere. Well, this is a high point in my career.
Okay, now.
Now I hope you can dance.
It's up to you. Jesse and Andrew, where are you guys?
Okay. Let me put you.
in a hospital.
You know, yawning is
You're down here. You got to stop that.
Doing my Pilates, lifting weights.
It's true.